Well, like saying goes, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Cue the music.
A little update time. Stuff's happening here. This isn't how I intended to, am I yelling? This isn't how I intended to paint this car, because this car wasn't supposed to come apart in the first place. But it's apart due to other people doing shitty stuff, is the bottom line. The whole intent of this car was it was going to be the dude bought this car, this little Dart, in primer, with all the bodywork and everything done, and the understanding was that it would be sand the car out, the primer, and paint the car. Well, he got the car and the door jambs weren't very nice. So that's a bummer. So, I mean, you can see there's already primer in the door jamb. And under the hood, can you see under the hood? Let me see what you can see. Oh yeah. So I painted all that. All this was, if you've seen any of the previous videos on this little turlet, all the under here they painted it white, and they didn't sand some of them a bitchin' thing when they painted it white. They just painted it. Pisses me off, people like that, because I got to deal with it. Nobody else ever has to paint something that's never been sanded but me. Eh? Do you believe that? Well, it ain't true, but. So anyways, that took way too long to do. Inside the trunk, same damn thing. So it's all painted. Inside the trunk is painted as well. So then it turned into, all right then, we're going to have to do the door jambs. I will pull the doors and fenders off. Might as well pull the fenders off to do that anyways. Paint the insides of them, then reassemble the car and paint it. Well, then I got to looking at the work that was done to the car. And it wasn't good enough. I mean, the car was primed, sort of. The car was primed because it literally had like one piss coat of spray balm primer on it, is what I would call it. Over top of stuff that wasn't even ready for 10 coats of high solids primer. So I have had to do work to every panel on this car and reprime it. Now that changes the whole scope of what's going on here. That turns this little job that I committed to doing, and the only reason that I stuck to it is because the fellow that owns it is probably about the best customer that anybody in the history of being self-employed or owning a business, you dream about this guy. He is the best customer that anybody could possibly ever dream of. So I stuck to it, because what I should have said was, I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Who was it that said that? I ain't got no time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Never mind. Because I got a shop full of shit to do. And this isn't supposed to be this car. This is supposed to be a different car that was just going to be a color change that already had all the work done to it because I did the work to it. So I knew that it was going to be a simple color change. Well, this is 10 times the work that was supposed to be. Anyways, get to the point, would you? So in all reality, it is faster. If you're talking about having to paint jambs and paint inner panels and everything else, once you get to this point, it is faster to do a car in pieces, really, than it is to prep the insides of the panels, paint the insides of the panels, assemble them, paint the outsides of the panels, and then mask the car for paint. It's quicker to paint everything in pieces and then assemble your painted pieces as long as you can do that. If you can't do that, then don't do that, because if you try to assemble painted parts and you ain't never done it before and you're ricocheting doors off of quarter panels and you're holding the fender with your foot and you're sticking your ass in there where you're trying to get bolts on it, that ain't going to work for you. That's going to be a bad day, so don't do that. But I've done it before, and I'll be doing it again, and I'm doing it this time. And like I said, this ain't supposed to be that kind of a job, but, well, here we are, aren't we? So, hey, that leads me to something. So if you're doing stuff, like we're all doing stuff here, right? And I don't know how many times you might paint something. If you don't mask something like this, well, what's the matter with you? You should. I learned this. I went to work in a production shop. I did this for a long time in my shop. Got tired of it, sick of it, hated it. Don't really like it now, but I'm not to the point I was then. Went and got a job in town. Production shop, blah, blah, blah. Walked into a shop, started working, and there was other painters and stuff. They're flat rate painters that get paid by the job. And I seen them masking like this. And I thought, what the hell are you doing? And, because I was still masking with paper, right? You put your paper in there and you fold your corners and trim your edges and blah, blah, blah. But they were going in and they were just back taping everything with 1.5-inch tape and then sticking a piece of plastic to it and cutting around it with a razor blade. So I watched them do it a couple of times and then I tried it. And let me tell you something, it's a game changer. To be able to do this, so this has got this roll of plastic. I'm at the end of this roll of plastic and it's had a beaver in there chewing away at the plastic. But you just give her this business here, see, like I've just done. And then you take your razor blade and don't even push on the blade, just drag it across the plastic, right? So you come up here, and if you're gonna do it, make sure that you leave enough tape here to hang onto your plastic. Don't cut right down that edge, cut up tight to the car. And then you just drag the edge of your blade around. Stop talking while you're doing it, because you can't talk and do something at the same time. I can't even talk and poop at the same time. Where did I start? Right there. And then now you start still not talking. See what I'm saying to you? Like, what are you nuts? I got a couple of holes. But I mean, that's it. How long did that take? You watched me. How long did that take? How long would that take you to fuss around with a piece of paper? And I mean, if you're the kind of guy who doesn't mask stuff and you just blow paint everywhere, well, who gives a shit then, right? Not you. If it wasn't for these holes, I'd be off on the next, I'd be doing that. So anyways, what I'm getting at here is today's paint day for the carcass. And then once the carcass is painted, well, then it's going to be paint day for the doors. Might do the doors and fenders at the same time, I'm not sure. I got something to show you about fenders on these, but it won't be today. And it's something important too. So I'm going to carry on with this, and we're going to get ready to go here. So I'll end this off with something shiny. Everybody likes something shiny. You know what? I am too old and too fat for this kind of shit. And yeah, I can lose some weight and I can get into shape, but I'm not good at it. So there. Look at me over here. Like, Son of a bitch, it's almost get here. Let's have a look and see. You know what I'm saying to you? Oh golly! So there she blows. It ain't. You know, it's pretty good. It's not. It ain't perfect, and I said it wasn't going to be perfect. And if you're wondering if that's some orange peel you're seeing, you're damn straight that's some orange peel you're seeing. Do you know how long that quarter panel is? Do you know how you paint that quarter panel? Let me show you how many steps it takes to paint that quarter panel. So you hold your hand over the paint gun here, and you start spraying. Stand here. I'm over 6 feet tall, so I got a pretty good reach. You start spraying here. The end of my reach doesn't even hit where that gas cap is. So that means you start spraying here. By the time you get here, 1 step, 2 steps. So that is literally, that's what I'm doing. If I start here, I'll get over to there. So there. That's my excuse. It would probably be better, you know, I could put a 3rd coat on it, and it's hotter than some of a bitch in here, but I don't care. It's like I said before, you know, the microphone's pretty close to me yelling, I'm sorry. I don't want to be the guy who does $100,000 paint jobs. It ain't worth it. To me, it ain't worth it. This is dandy as far as I'm concerned. And you know what? If this was going to be a $100,000 paint job, this wouldn't be any different right now because I would do this. This is 2 coats of clear on this. And on this, just this much car, 2 coats of clear on this car was damn near a gallon. It was 3.5 quarts mixed. Regardless, if this is going to be a $1 million paint job from this point, I would let this sit a couple of days. Then I would wet sand it with probably some 800 to 1,000 grit, and I'd put 2 more coats of clear over it. And that would get rid of that orange peel. Because even if, I've said before, even if you can put your paint on just like a sheet of glass on your clear coat, everything underneath it's got some texture. Your sealer, your base coat, everybody. So by the time you put your clear on, even the guys who put a coat of clear on a car and they walk around the car and they go, look at that, boys, straight out of the gun. Oh my God, look at how I'm going to almost drip sweat on it here. Straight out of the gun, boys, look at that. You ain't going to get nothing nicer. Well, have a look at their straight out of the gun paint job in a couple of days when the solvents come out of that clear and come out of them products and everybody shrinks a little bit. It's going to be orange peely. I'm not going to argue with you about it, just telling you. But for what it was, I think even in the booth lights, sometimes fluorescent lighting will play tricks on you, hey, because it looks a little bit cloudy at certain angles. But I don't think that it's going to be in the sun. That's a tough thing with high metallic colors like this. I've even had it on light colors like this in the past, golds and silvers, where when you clear it, as you put your coat of clear down, and then you put your 2nd coat of clear down, well, there's an overlap between your 2 coats of clear. That 2nd coat of clear, I've seen stripes come where your clear coat overlap. I don't know if it's the depth of the clear over top of the metallics or what it does, but I've seen it where it's been good. You put a coat of clear on it, you get stripes in the clear. Research it, it happens. I don't care if you don't believe me. That's not what happened here. It's a little bit cloudy. It's not stripy. I don't know if I can catch it being kind of cloudy. Can you see it? Like I said, it's not bad. And I mean, even if it is as cloudy as it looks, that little bit ain't going to show up outside. It's the fluorescents are showing it. Actually, they're not even fluorescents. They're LEDs. So I don't know how they reflect. Whatever. I'm tired. I'm rambling. So this is part whatever of the old little dart in distress. So now we're getting closer. Hey, we got color under there. Now we got color on there. Colors are very similar since it came out of the same can. And for this one, that's it, boys. Thanks for watching.